guys, nice to see you. Look, I twisted my hair for you, because today we're gonna talk about something twisted. Are you ready? I had planned a completely different video for you this week, because I want to finally start to explore LA with you guys and with my friends. So I grabbed one of my friends and the camera to take you with us, and then we're gonna go to explore one really cool part of LA. And the next week I grab another friend and we're gonna explore another part of LA, so that you see as much as possible of this beautiful, fascinating, crazy city. And this week, Allison and me wanted to explore Hollywood for you and show you the greatest and coolest and most fun places in Hollywood. Because Allison has lived in Hollywood too before. In this building, actually. That was the original plan. But then the weather was like this. Yeah, and so we're gonna try again next week. Another thing that made it really difficult for me this week to make videos at all is that here are renovations going on in this house. They are rewiring the whole building. It means they are opening the walls and they have these nice jackhammers. You get the picture, right? It's f***ing loud all day. Vito! And another thing, what's even worse, is they wanted to come to my apartment and open not just any wall, but this wall, my favorite wall. The one that I use as the vlogging background. My beautiful studio background. They want to open this. They want to open this wall. And actually, they want to do it while I'm living here. They told all the tenants that they are just going to do a little rewiring, just opening the walls a little bit. And no problem, it's going to be a bit dusty, but you can sleep here, no problem. Just cover your computer. And me and other tenants, we were like, what about no? This kind of thing is going on, and I don't know if I will still have a wall next week. Yeah, maybe you will see it. Maybe I can, yeah, I will document it for you. Yeah, so I thought I better make a video for you today, as long as we still have the wall, right? And then on top of that, I got a humongous pimple on my cheek. Can you see it? I mean, it's healing. I put this herbal lotions and stuff on it, and I think it healed pretty well now. But you can still see it if you know that it's there, right? To make up for that, I used my new glittery eyeliner. Can you see it? And since the original video plans didn't work out this week, I thought spontaneously, let's do something funny and twisted and weird. Today I'm gonna tell you some funny and embarrassing facts about me. Since we've gotten to know each other better now, and you're writing all these sweet comments and you're watching my stuff, I feel that I can be more intimate with you now and I can share these things with you. I mean, we have anyway established on this channel that I am weird. So, let's jump right into it. Funny and embarrassing facts about me. I have no sense of direction. And I really mean no, zero. I mean, I can read cards. I can read it really on the card, and theoretically I know in which direction I would have to walk. But practically I always walk in the opposite direction and get lost. Yeah. And my close friends know how bad my sense of direction is, or how non-existent it is. I remember once we were at a party with the Petra, Maria Teresa and Juso. And I wanted to walk home from there. And Juso explained to me in every detail where I have to walk. And he said, yeah, and there's then this yellow building at the corner of the street, you know, and then you walk to the right. Do you get that? And then there were some people who said, hey, you don't have to talk to her like this. She's not stupid. And me and my friends, we were all starting to laugh. Because yes, it is necessary to explain it to me like this. And Juso just did that because he's a good friend. On the positive side of that, when you don't have a sense of direction, you meet a lot of new people. I met so many nice people just because I was asking for directions. It's just sometimes a bit embarrassing. I really don't know how to put that, but just that you get a feel for the extent of my problem with directions. Once I got lost in Helsinki after living there for 2 years. I really didn't know which direction to walk to get to the railway station, which is pretty easy actually, but not for me. Yeah, we're starting with a big one here, because this is so embarrassing. I really once had to ask for help to find the railway station in Helsinki. And if you've ever been to Helsinki, the city center is pretty small and close and compact. And it's really hard to get lost in Helsinki, honestly. I went to ask some strangers for help, for directions, and they were Finns. And you know, I speak Finnish very well. I mean, I've lived there for some years. But I didn't want to admit that I've been living there for years and can't find the railway station. So I went to these nice Finnish guys and said, "Excuse me, I am from Germany. Can you please help me to find the railway station?" I have a photographic memory. If someone gives me a business card or something, or a press article, or I don't know, I can memorize it. It's just in there. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with directions. But I will still remember the architecture of this beautiful light green house that I saw when I got lost. But probably I will not be able to find it again without help. I don't owe a blow dryer. Yes, my hair is that long and I don't owe a blow dryer. My hair loves it when I let it air dry. I noticed that once when we were in the middle of the woods in middle Finland, in a cottage, in a cabin in the woods that the Finns call mökki, and the only blow dryer we had went broken. Looked like fireworks. And then we were out of blow dryers, and I had to let my hair air dry, and it looked so amazing the next morning, and it felt so soft and so silky. That happened in 2012. Yeah, so guys, for 7 years I haven't used a blow dryer, and my hair loves it. I always wash it in the evening, and then I go to sleep with wet hair with a towel around my head, and the next morning it looks like, ah. I like to binge listen songs. I mean, if I find a song that I love, I can listen to it all day. And sometimes I really spend a whole day listening to only 2 or 3 songs, again and again. And sometimes I only listen to the intro again and again, because some songs just have such a beautiful intro. Recently I tried to meditate while listening to heavy metal, and it went pretty well. I love to wear sports bras, because they are so comfortable and they give you a good support so that you don't feel like, you know, like you're carrying 2 buckets of Jello in front of you. And I found some sports bras that look pretty sexy still. Look, like this one. I hope it does, right? I love languages, and sometimes I learn new languages just for fun. Like this one time when I went to learn Danish. I met one of my coolest friends there. Greetings to Cologne, to Maria, one of my hippie friends. Yeah, because she also decided to learn Danish just for fun. And we had so much fun with that. Danish sounds funny anyway. I'm unbelievably bad in mathematics. Yeah, I guess my brain is just not balanced. I think the part for the languages is really like, and yeah, the rest isn't. Google calculators saved my life multiple times. Yeah. You probably noticed that by now, but I'm obsessed with cats. They're just so cute, they are so adorable and so intelligent, and it just makes me happy to cuddle cats and to play with them and to see them jumping around. Tiger Lily, come back. No, that was a joke. Some of my longtime viewers might know that already, but I grew up in a bus. It was a VW bus, a Bully. Oh yeah, but the bus was not a Bully, but the model of the bus was called Bully. It was very popular in the 70s. I grew up in such a bus because my parents were hippies before they became civil servants. My dad was a street musician, the coolest street musician I've ever seen. Okay guys, this is a little different for me to share because this is probably the biggest one that a lot of people don't know about me. This is so embarrassing. Because I grew up in a hippie family, I am more or less decades behind on modern technology. I am really, really bad with modern technology, honestly, especially with smartphones. I mean, I figured out how computers work now, but you have to know that that's the way I grew up. My family, after we moved out of the bus, when I had to go to school when I was 6 years old, we lived on a farm. My dad bought a farmhouse and it was beautiful and a big piece of land and woods and everything. It was really, really cool. We had a lot of animals. We had cats, dogs, we had donkeys, we had chicken, and they were all roaming more or less free on the farmland. And we were growing our own vegetables, and my dad even built an own heating system for the house. So we were, with heat and water, we were independent also. But my hippie family also believed that computers are not really good or not important. And so I honestly got my first own computer when I was in my 20s. And I figured it out. I figured out how to use a computer. And it's not only my family, like my parents and my brothers, it's also my cousins and my uncles and my aunts. It's really our whole big hippie family. I have 27 cousins, and one of my cousins, me and one cousin, we are the only people in my family who own an iMac. Now, just that you get an idea, that's how we grew up. And even now, a lot of people in my family, even the young ones, they don't have cell phones. And if they have cell phones, they have these really, really old ones that I had. These old ones from 15 years ago, the ones you can use to make phone calls or write text messages. And some of them even have a colored display. Mine didn't have that. We were not Amish. No, my family is not Amish. We're just hippies. And because of this kind of way of upbringing, I am decades behind on modern technology. And I still nearly every week need to call my friends and say, hey, I want to copy this text from a text message into an email. Can you explain to me how that works on my phone? I mean, luckily there are so many tutorials on YouTube. I am the person who always goes to watch the YouTube tutorials, like how to send a DM on Instagram on your smartphone. And this is so crazy because I'm having my crazy diary here with you guys, and a lot of people just cannot imagine that when you have a following on YouTube and when you love social media, that you just don't know these things. There are so many things I still don't know. And sometimes when I post for help on Facebook, some people think I'm joking because I'm a comedian, and people think I'm joking because they cannot imagine that someone my age, a millennial who has a YouTube following and who does all this web TV stuff, doesn't know how to send a DM on Instagram or how to post a video on Instagram in this format. I figured that out now. Thank you, Sarah, for helping me. Oh, and actually, one of my uncles, I have to tell this story. Some people in my family nowadays own computers, but they don't know much more than you can use them to write emails. And that's a big thing for them, to write emails. It's amazing that they learned that because they had the same upbringing like me. But a lot of people in my family, a lot of people that are very, very dear to me, they don't get what web TV is. They don't get what I'm doing, that I'm doing YouTube. They don't get what YouTube is. They really don't get that you can use the internet to watch videos. And 3 years ago, on a family get-together, one of my uncles said to me, Kati, so when you're playing with your computer all day, nobody will take you for serious. And I said, no, look, I interviewed this band and I made this short film and this web series. Look, I made this. I'm not playing with my computer. It is called editing. Sometimes it feels really strange to make web TV and create content for the internet, for YouTube. And most people in your family don't even know what that is. But my dad knows. My dad and my siblings know. The number is growing, you know. We're developing. Okay, now that the ice is broken, I can tell you the most embarrassing situation I ever was in because of that. This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing, guys. But I want to be real and honest with you. So, up to 5 years ago, I didn't even know what Tinder was. Because I didn't have a smartphone. And the way I found out what Tinder is was in an interview with a band. I was at a really nice music festival, Kivenlahti Rock in Espoo, near Helsinki. I had an interview with the band Santa Cruz, and they were starting to joke about Tinder at the end of the interview. And we did the interview in Finnish, and I cannot do that. And we did the interview in Finnish, and they were starting to joke about Tinder. And the way they pronounced it, it sounded very Finnish, and it didn't sound like Tinder. It sounded very, very different. And you know, when you do these declinations in Finnish, I made a video about that. When you do declinations of words in Finnish, you change the whole word. You put a new ending to the word. So it is not Tinder, it was something like Tinderissa. And it means like on Tinder. But I didn't get that. And I was sure they were talking about a Finnish city that was called Tinderi. Yeah. And then when I edited the video, I asked my friends, what does this word mean? I have never heard it and I cannot find the city Tinderi on a map. Is it in Sweden or at the Russian border? And my friend said, no, you look, this is Tinder. This is this app. And I was like, yeah. That's the whole truth to that. Yeah, now you know the whole story. I hope you still love me. And nowadays I know what Tinder is. And since I'm a proud smartphone owner, I know a lot about apps. Yeah, now I learned it. I'm able to learn. This broadened my horizon so much to own a smartphone. Oh, another fact about me. I never did online dating. Really never. I mean, once my friend kind of pushed me to make a profile on, I don't know, it was called Finja, I think it was some German thing. And then I made the profile and I never ever logged in again after that. I prefer to meet people in person. Yeah, that's funny because I'm talking to you right now through a camera. But you know what I mean, I like to meet people in person. And all the people I ever dated, I met in person. Actually, mostly when I was asking them for the way. When I was asking them for directions because I couldn't find something like the railway station or the Tuomio Kirko or, you know. But seriously, I met so many nice people this way. Some of them are my Facebook friends to this day. I'm obsessed with time travel. I grew up with Back to the Future. I love the Back to the Future movies. And I love them to this day. They fascinate me so much. This whole concept of time travel fascinates me so much. No matter if it's possible or not. And I still love to watch movies and TV shows about time travel. One of my favorite shows of all times is Being Erica. It was a Canadian show, and I think it was made maybe 10 years ago. You have to check it out, Being Erica, it's absolutely amazing. And my favorite show that's on the air right now is Timeless. Check it out, it's so amazing. It's about time travel and also conspiracies, and check it out. I'm a bit psychic. Sometimes I dream things before they happen. I have a massive problem with some electronic devices. And I don't mean because I don't know how to handle them. That's only with smartphones right now. My problem is that some electronic devices start to glitch or shut down as soon as I touch them. I'm not joking. That happens with ATMs. So when I try to get money with my friends, I always say, no, you go first, you go first. Because sometimes when I just touch it, it shuts down. Out of order. It also happens regularly with these ticket automats in the subway, or when I just try to pay with credit card. For auditions, sometimes you have to sign in, and sometimes you have to do that on an iPad. And last week I had to sign in on an iPad, and I touched it, and they know me now. I guess that's a way to make casting directors remember you. Oh yeah, that's the one who always shuts down the iPads. Hey, you know what? I will put in the data for you. Cool, thank you. I feel sometimes it's worse when I get excited. Because I was so excited for the audition and then I was like, ooh. Another funny thing is that animals always want to be close to me. Cats and dogs especially. They always want to like sit on my lap and cuddle with me. But also like butterflies and sometimes birds and yeah. But I love that. Maybe they just feel that I love animals. And I love it that they are coming close to me. I love vintage and I buy almost all of my clothes at flea markets and secondhand shops. Here in LA I especially love Goodwill because the money goes to charity and they have really beautiful stuff. I love to drink green tea and I drink it in a very special way because the tea cannot be too hot. I always drink my green tea with honey and not too hot because that's an Ayurvedic thing that I got from Petra and from my other hippie friends. You cannot heat honey up over 40 degrees because then it loses the vitamins and minerals, and some people even say it gets toxic. And so I always drink my green tea lukewarm with a lot of honey. That means I brew the green tea with 7 or 80 degrees Celsius. I put in the Fahrenheit number, I don't know it right now. Bad in math, you know. I brew my green tea with 7 or 80 degree hot water like you're supposed to do. And then I mix it with cold water and then I put in the honey. And then I drink it, happily. This one's really funny and weird. I can imitate a bird sound. I can imitate the sound of a peacock. That is because when we grew up on this farm, the neighbors close to us had peacocks. And I was so fascinated by them. And then me and my brothers, we opened the window in the roof. And we were like calling out for the peacocks in their voices. We were imitating their sound and then they were calling back and it was so amazing. Do you want to hear it? Yeah, okay, I would have done it anyway. Mayo! 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 I guess now my neighbor thinks that I just got a peacock. I love peanut butter and honey and I like to mix it and eat it like this every day. This is so good, you have to try it. Just peanut butter and honey in a bowl and stir it up, and then oh, I could eat it all day. I mean, I do. Oh, this is so good. That's just what I needed. Thank you for getting weird with me today. I hope you had fun with that. And you know, guys, never stop dreaming!